Bettor Sports Betting is your home for picks, props, and futures for tonight's action. Bettor Sports Betting wants to know what picks you're playing tonight. Tell us in the live chat on YouTube, Twitter, and the Bettor Sports Network app. This is Bettor Sports Betting with Fantasy Alarm's Dan Servodidio.
What's up, everyone? Welcome in here to the Bettor Sports Betting Show on Bettor Sports Network from Fantasy Alarm, Twitter, YouTube, the BSN app, wherever you guys are jumping in here on a Wednesday afternoon. Thanks for doing it. Got Howard Bender back with me for this Wednesday show. What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing all right, hanging in, locked into this Rays-Rangers game here for a little MLB playoff action. I'm neck deep in the NFL world as well. I mean, I just did Alarm Fantasy Football, a lot of trade talk going on there, so I've been keeping busy, but also keeping those bets rolling. I haven't seen you since Monday, and I mean, I don't know if I want to, toot my own horn, but beep. Seattle minus the 2 points, the under, Kenneth Walker over on the 67.5 rushing yard prop. Tyler Lockett under 4.5 receptions. Cha-ching.
I love it. Listen, if we're tooting people's our own horns here, I had Seattle on the money line. Boom. Daniel Jones rushing yards, which you said he wouldn't go over 40, but he was running late. He had some scrambles to hit that over. And yeah, Kenneth Walker, anytime touchdown. We cashed a lot on Monday's show, so I'm feeling good. I know we're both feeling good heading into Week 5. And today on the show, we'll give out some early leans and early looks at some odds for NFL Week 5. And again, on Friday's show, me and Howard will be giving out all of our game picks and player props. So let's try to keep the winners coming on the NFL side of things. For baseball, we got wild card games to talk about, and we got one starting up in about a half hour. The Twins game coming up. So Twins Blue Jays. So we got to get at least a pick in for that. But we got picks for all these games left. Yeah, you mentioned Rangers Rays going on right now. The Rangers up 1-0 in the fourth. You said before on Monday's show that you would back the Rangers in this series, and I was on the Rays side of things. But listen, the Rangers took game one. They have the advantage right now, up 1-0. Your backing of the Rangers looking pretty good too right now.
Listen, there's an obvious risk here as well because the Rangers bullpen is a hot mess.
Yeah, we'll see in the later innings here.
Right? They needed Jordan Montgomery to go long and deep into that game for game one. They've got Nathan Eovaldi on the mound. They need him to go, deeper into that game and really keep it off. What I need to see more is I need to see more from the Rangers bats today, like little Corey Seager action. I have his prop for my bet on the game for the Rangers Rays game. I just took the under 8 runs. Eovaldi versus Eflin. I feel pretty good about that, especially that it's 1-0 right now, and it's a couple
2-0 now. The Rangers just scored again.
Insurance run. I'll take the insurance run. I don't want to get greedy. I took the under 8. I think I got that for like minus 115 on DraftKings, maybe minus 112. But I also took Corey Seager over 1.5 total bases. As much as I love Zach Eflin, Corey Seager is just otherworldly as far as a left-handed hitter goes, especially against, I love him. Lefty on lefty crime works for him. Lefty righty matchup works for him. Yeah. So go Rangers. I'll shout out to my boy Rich McEwen, who is loving on life there.
Yeah, well, Seager went over his pro. We got a 2-run homer now for the Rangers. Now 4-0 for the Rangers here in the fourth inning. So as we're going live here, we got runs scoring left and right in that game. So we'll be tracking your under 8 as long as we're live on this show. But the Corey Seager prop, he hit that last night too. Hit a double. So I totally get behind that one.
He's 1 for 1 today.
Oh, he is? Okay.
Oh, it's a double. Oh, he hit a double.
Cash it already.
How did I miss that he hit a double? I thought he got on first. I thought he ended up just getting moved over to second. I don't know what I was doing there, but that was his first at bat.
There we go.
What was I thinking? I'm just cashing. Beautiful. Wow.
Already starting out with a win. I love it.
Jeez Louise.
If you guys have any of your own picks and bets you want to throw out for these wild card games, definitely throw it in the chat here. I forget who said it yesterday, but on yesterday's show, we had someone throw in the chat Corbin Carroll home run call, and he hit that. He cashed that one, so that was a good call. And I think it was
maybe that was Smokey the Cat. Smokey,
I think it was Smokey. I think it was plus 700 odds too on Carroll to go deep. So really good call on that. I had his stolen bases yesterday. He got thrown out. He got caught stealing, so I almost cashed that. But yeah. So me and John hit on a couple. He had the Phillies and Zach Wheeler to get the win, so he cashed on that last night. I had the Twins money line, so I cashed on that. So we had some winners yesterday too. We'll try to keep it going here. All right, so let's look at these 3 games. We'll start with the Twins Blue Jays game because that's coming up in about 30 minutes here. I don't think you have a pick on this. I do. I'll go with the Twins first 5 run line. Went with the Twins money line, as I mentioned last night. Almost went back to that here, but I'm sticking to the first 5 innings here. Sonny Gray on the mound for Minnesota. Been phenomenal. 2.03 ERA, 2.67 FIP since the start of August. Also with a 2 ERA in the month of September. I think he keeps it going here because he's got some strong home numbers this year. 2.67 ERA at home. Barrios on the other side, worst numbers for him on the road this year. Also just been a little bit shaky over the past month and a half. 4.53 ERA over his last 7 starts. At least 4 runs allowed too in 4 of his last 7. So I see the Twins offense coming in really. They finished the season strong, especially against righties. They're raking. I think they're going to ride the momentum from last night. Only scored 3 runs last night, but I think they put up a bigger number here in this game. So give me the Twins in the first 5. I like their bullpen obviously over the Blue Jays pen, but I'm just sticking to the first 5 innings here.
Yeah, I bet the series. I put money on. I put a unit on Toronto at plus 100 just to win the series. So I didn't really feel like a necessity. Like I saw Rays Rangers and I was like, I got to bet the under on this. And I was just, again, I've been kind of following the Rangers throughout the season and I've been talking a lot about what the middle of their lineup has done. Guys like Josh Young and Jonah Heim, they've really. We talked about it during the show here throughout. Like they really solidified that lineup a lot for Texas. And so even though the pitching woes have happened, still very much invested with the Texas Rangers. Not so much Jays versus the Twins. Me, I love Sonny Gray. I love playing his props usually. But this is like the one series where I'm just like, I actually really don't care who wins this series. I'm rooting for the Jays so I make a couple bucks, but overall, I really don't care about this series at all.
I thought you might be pulling for the Twins with Fish fan Rocco Baldelli at the manager spot.
Got a little
them,
something
right?
in my heart, but Rocco also told me that he was going to hook me up with a Jerry Garcia bobblehead from the Twins, and I was going to trade him one of the Jerry Garcia Giants bobblehead dolls that I have. So that way, we each have a Jerry, but for different teams.
Okay.
Right? I haven't heard back from him yet.
Well, maybe the Twins go all the way.
Playoffs or something like that he's got to prepare for here.
Yeah, I think he's a little tied up right now.
Probably thinking, I want to end this series really quickly because Fish is playing in Chicago, and I could probably take the Twins' private jet down there and catch a show real quick in between series.
Yeah, he wants to wrap it up tonight. Also with the Twins, they get back. They just got back Royce Lewis and Correa back from injury, and it really showed last night. We saw Lewis go deep twice, just an instant pop for that lineup. And Correa, did you see his defensive play to save a run last night or yesterday? He came all the way over from his shortstop spot on like a missed ground ball to third and threw out Bichette at home. Just a phenomenal play. And clearly his defense is a key there. So, give me the Twins on the first 5 here on the run line, minus half a run there, minus 105 on DraftKings. All right, next game we got coming up, the Diamondbacks and the Brewers. I think we both got some picks for this one. What do you got for this game?
Yeah, dude, I'm looking at this game and I'm like, give me the Diamondbacks on the money line there, plus 110 on DraftKings. I just, you know what, man? I have to be very careful about this because a friend of mine works in the PR department for the Milwaukee Brewers.
You got friends everywhere.
But I don't believe in the Brewers. I don't believe in them. I don't believe in their offense. Freddie Peralta Freddie Peralta could get blown out as much as he could do well. I love Zach Gallen. And I know that Zach Gallen, had a much better first half than he did a second half. But I still believe, like, when it comes down to it, like, if you're asking me, who do I want to take the ball for tonight, Freddie Peralta or Zach Gallen? I'm choosing Zach Gallen like 100 times out of 10.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just every time. So, yeah, give me the Diamondbacks on the money line there at plus 110. And then you know what? And then here you go for Smokey the Cat. Corbin Carroll over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBI minus 135. You can do that over there, and then you know what? You could even parlay that with the D-backs money line too if you want.
Yeah, listen, the Diamondbacks got a huge win yesterday with Brandon Pfaadt on the mound. Saving Gallen for this game too, and instantly they have an advantage here. I love your call with the Diamondbacks money line because the Brewers are in a tough spot. I mean, they didn't plan originally to have Freddie Peralta pitch this game, but Woodruff being out really forced their hand to have Peralta here. I think if the Brewers won last night, I saw some reports that like they try to have Peralta go for a game 3 if possible, and then today's game, I think they were trying to just use like a bullpen mashup of Wade Miley, Colin Ray, but they have to have Peralta go here, and
it's a must win.
Yeah, it's a must win for them. I'm with you on just backing Gallen because one of my picks here, I'm going with Zach Gallen over 15.5 outs, minus 114 on FanDuel. I love this bet. We didn't give out best bets, but this would be my best bet because I see the Diamondbacks. I mentioned Brandon Pfaadt pitched last night. Only went 2 2/3 innings. He got pulled early. The Diamondbacks used 6 relievers to get the win. Used a lot of your top arms too. And I think this game for Gallen being on the mound, they want him to go deep, eat up innings, and there's not as much pressure to use a lot of their top reliever arms or to have Gallen, if he gets into trouble, have him being pulled early because they're going to try to have as many arms available for game 3 behind Merrill Kelly. And here with Gallen on the mound, I think they're looking for a strong, deep start for him. And this 15.5 outs, it's always risky in a playoff game because I just laid out, sometimes guys get pulled early if they run into early trouble. But Gallen, he went over 15.5 outs in 28 of his 34 starts this year. That's an 82% clip. Averaged over 6 innings per start, over 15.5 outs, clearly. He's been over this prop in 10 of his last 12 starts coming in since the start of August. So he's been strong lately. I know he hasn't pitched up to his early season numbers, but he's been going 6 strong more often than not. He faced the Brewers twice this year, went 7 innings in both, only allowed 1 total run in those 2 starts. So, yeah, give me Gallen to pitch into the 6th inning and give the Diamondbacks a really strong start here. And I like your getting the Diamondbacks at plus money on the money line too is a good call.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you just need 5 1/3 out of them. And again, like you said, you hit those numbers. You can even say, if you want to talk about in most recent starts, you could talk about the fact that he's hit that mark in 5 out of his last 7 starts.
That too, yeah,
right there. He had 2 little hiccups against the Giants and the Mets in mid-September, and then he came back and he bounced back in beautiful fashion against the Yankees and then the Astros. So,
yep.
Yeah, listen, I'm 100% in on that. I'll put that in with a parlay with my 2 picks there on the game.
Let's go. We're all in the Diamondbacks here. I love it. All right.
Sorry, Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
I love you. Sorry.
All right, last game for tonight. We got the Marlins and the Phillies. The Phillies getting the win last night, so up 1-0 in the series. What do you got for this game? Any picks?
Just quick and dirty. Trey Turner over 1.5 total bases. I mean, I like this. Listen, Braxton Garrett's a good, solid pitcher, good lefty, but Trey Turner's got. I mean, listen, his second half numbers are otherworldly. Right, he gets a standing ovation for being crappy in Philadelphia, and then boom, his whole world gets turned around. I mean, listen, you're going to give me plus 105 on Trey Turner, the potential for him to get a single and steal a base. Yeah, I'll definitely take that one here.
Yeah, and he hit a double last night, so he went over this last night. He's feeling good at the plate.
Just give me that plus money, people.
He had two stolen bases last night too. He's feeling it. I'll go with a pick for a Phillies hitter too in this one. I like Alec Boehm over 1.5 total bases. Another guy had a huge RBI double last night for the Phils. Moved up to the 3-hole last night with the lefty Luzardo on the mound. I think he's going to stay in that spot with the lefty Braxton Garrett on the mound here with Bryce Harper hitting cleanup. But he responded and came up again with that huge RBI double hitting in the 3 spot behind Schwarber and Turner. And I think he's going to, have a good opportunity to go over his total bases here because his splits versus lefties this year, hitting 303 with a 290 ISO and a 594 slugging percentage against lefty pitchers this year. Also has good career numbers against Braxton Garrett, 5 for 9 with a home run. So give me Alec Boehm to go over this again. Plus money on BetMGM, plus 105.
There you go, man. There you go. I mean, I don't really have anything to add to that. I think it's a solid bet.
We both like righty hitters against Garrett.
Against the lefty. Oh. Whoa.
By the way,
Revelations.
Britt Flynn chiming in here. Hi, guys. What's up, Britt? Thanks for tuning in. Can we talk about Fat farting the bed last night and getting pulled in the second? Freaking turd, LOL. Listen, I'll be honest, Britt. I could have seen that coming. I think I mentioned, I didn't give it as a pick, but I mentioned if there was like a starting pitcher going on the slate yesterday that had a good chance of going under his outs prop because he might get pulled early, then it would be the rookie Brandon Pfaadt on the road. So I'm not surprised at it. So that's just kind of my vibe on it.
Yeah, I don't have. I mean, why would you have Brandon Pfaadt starting game 1 anyway? Like, I mean, that's depressing.
It paid off. They got the win,
Yes, they did. They got the win, and it was all because of starting Brandon Pfaadt.
Survive in advance. That's all that matters in the postseason.
Man, come on. You're better off seeing Adam Bernard and Taylor Swift getting married than you would seeing Brandon Pfaadt being successful on the mound.
Gotta get a Taylor.
Appreciate that.
Gotta get a Taylor Swift mention in.
Always, man. Always. Hashtag Taylor Swift. Put that into the chat right there. You're good. There you go. Just gotta mention it once.
Speaking of Taylor Swift, let's talk some football. Let's talk some NFL football.
See, there you go. It's like the perfect segue. And there's some great SEO in there, people.
By the way, if you're looking to play some DFS for these games, go check out the MLB DFS playbook that you can get with the All-Pro subscription at Fantasy Alarm. If you haven't already, go get the free 7-day trial for Fantasy Alarm's All-Pro subscription. Scan that QR code right there or go over to the fantasyalarm.com/NFL. You get all the DFS content for this weekend's games and NFL betting picks from Howard coming up later in the week. So definitely jump on the All-Pro subscription. As I mentioned, you get the MLB DFS playbook for this afternoon's games as well. All right, let's talk some NFL Week 5 odds and early leans for some of these bigger games. Again, on Friday's show, me and Howard will give out our definite picks and player props for all the Sunday slate. But let's start with the London game because we got another Jaguars-London game this week. The Bills are traveling over to London for this one. The Bills are favored by 5.5 points. 48.5 is the over-under there. Where are you? Any vibes on this? My instant reaction was I like the Jags and the points because they've been in London for now 2 weeks. The Bills having to travel there, maybe that affects things. But I'm surprised to see the spread at 5.5. I thought it might be shorter because it is obviously a neutral site, so it's there's no like 3 points to the home team or whatever. But I thought this might be like 3-point spread or so. So I early lean, I might take the Jags with the points.
Yeah, no, I think I'm on with the Jags also. I mean, again, you take a look at it. Yeah, the Jags are coming off of a win against Atlanta. I mean, how great of a win was that? It really wasn't that. That was more Atlanta kind of being stuck in the mud with their offense than anything else. The Bills, come on, the Bills wiped the floor with the Miami Dolphins, who scored 70 points the week before. So why isn't this line bigger than 5.5? Why isn't it at least a time? I mean, maybe if this game was, on in on American soil, it would be Bills -7, 7.5, even in this one here. I don't know, man. My instinct though is yes, also to take the Jaguars because there's no travel time for them, because there's no concern. And while the Bills definitely got up for this game against Miami, it's like you let down, you emotional letdown after that game in
Yeah,
Miami.
maybe.
You travel across to London, your time zones and schedules all messed up. And so, yeah, I think, as good as the Bills are, I think they can. I think they can win this game. But yeah, I'd probably think that there's like a backdoor Jags cover possibly coming here.
Yeah, I could see that. You mentioned the spread, and it does make it interesting because you'd think maybe they're begging people to take the Bills here because all right, they just beat up on the Dolphins. People should be higher on the Bills here. And I think overall,
Trevor Lawrence has looked terrible in the last
Yeah,
2 weeks.
overall the vibes on the Jaguars
3
have been
weeks.
low
Yeah.
over the last few weeks. I know they just got the win, but Trevor Lawrence didn't look great in that game. So.
And the Jags are the road team in this one. So they're not even they're a road dog. They're not even a home dog here. I like that road dog mentality.
But it's not really on the road,
It is. It's not in Jacksonville.
Well, it's a road game for Buffalo then too, right?
Well, yeah, of course it is.
I think technically the Bills are the home team for this, but either way.
They are, which means I got to tell you, if I'm Bills Mafia, if I'm a season ticket holder, I'm pissed. I'm like, what? I'm losing a game because you guys want to play in London?
I think the Chiefs are losing a home game to Germany later this season too.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Jaguars fans are livid. They got
Jaguars fans. The both of them don't care. Mike Dempsey and his 3 friends don't give a crap. Don't worry about it.
I was just thinking of the same thing, but I'm glad you said it. All right, let's look at another game, and I kind of categorize these as like smallest totals, largest spreads, tightest spreads, and the tightest spread we have 1-point favorite Colts at home against the Titans here, 42.5 is the over under. I find this interesting because I would instantly take the Titans in this spot. I'm not totally sold on the Colts here. And if you would have told me at the beginning of the season that the Colts would be favored, even though it is at home over the Titans, I would take the Titans right away. So I'm leaning Titans here to get the win. Yeah, I'd look at their money line. But if you're getting 1 point, then I'll take that too. What's your take on this one?
What if, now I know the Titans have a great run defense, but what if Jonathan Taylor is back on the field for the Colts this week? Changes the whole dynamic of that offense.
So what is the latest there? He's back at practice, right?
Uh-huh.
Is he going to be active, you think?
He could be. He could be. There's no reason to think that he's not. He came off of IR. I believe they've opened up his practice window. He's been back at he put in a practice today. So I just, I look at this one here. I just think the Titans have so many issues right now. I think Ryan Tannehill is a huge problem. Huge problem. I don't think Derrick Henry is as explosive as he usually is. I don't like that offensive line. I mean, I think it's a tight spread here because it's a divisional game, and that you never really want to go against Vrabel. But I mean, you're basically picking which team is going to win this game, and
yeah.
I'm leaning towards the Colts only because I think everybody likes to. I think in a coin flip, I think everybody's like, "Oh, I'm just going to bet on Vrabel and the Titans there."
Yeah, and it's really tough to get a read on the Titans, honestly, because they have they just beat up on the Bengals 27-3,
who
which
are
I know
atrocious right now. Listen, one of the things I don't mean to interrupt. I'm sorry for interrupting you, but I will say this. I told everybody throughout the entire offseason, losing Jesse Bates and Von Bell as safeties on that defense is going to right up the butt to the Cincinnati defense. Like, it's going to screw them over, and it's screwing them over right now. Their pass defense is atrocious. Look at what Jesse Bates is doing for Atlanta's pass defense right now. I mean, dude, so Titans beating up on the Bungles right now, that is that's not a surprise to me.
Well, yeah, and combine that with what how Joe Burrow looks and his calf injury with the offensive side of things for the Bengals. It's kind of a rough combination there for Cincinnati. So yeah, I mean, but on that note, yeah. So I don't know what to think of the Titans coming off that win. They lose 20-7-3 against the Browns the week before. So I think they're somewhere in the middle of what those two results, but. We got Britt Flynn saying she's betting the Colts. The Titans are stinky frauds. Yeah, they might be. I really don't know. Because you look at their other results this year, they won 27-24 over the Chargers, which, the Chargers, got a win over the Vikings, but who knows how good they are.
There's another defense.
Right. They lost to the Saints in week 1 to the Titans. So, yeah, that's I'll be going back and forth on that. I might not give out that as like one of my best bets on the Friday show, but like instant lean, I'd probably go Titans, but it's obviously a coin flip, and that's what Vegas is saying it is. All right, next game, the biggest spread this week. We got the Dolphins coming off that loss against Buffalo. They're back at home here, 11-point favorites over the Giants. I'm sorry to Howard, your wife there, but it looks like the Dolphins are going to get a win here over the Giants, but 11-point spread, 49.5 is the over-under here.
I mean, everybody and their grandma is just going to take Miami and lay the points. So
right.
I just double-digit spreads like this, I don't like at all. And if Saquon Barkley, who returned to practice today also, comes back and plays, it changes the dynamic of this Giants team. So, excuse me. If none of the Giants sit there and go and party and catch the Miami flu, I think they can backdoor cover this one here. I like Miami. I think they're a great team, but this isn't, we're not, this isn't going up against Denver and going 70-20. This is, it's not easy to win by double-digit points in the NFL. So my lean right now is the Giants.
Me too. And I didn't think I would go there, but when looking more closely at it, I know they had the 50-point win over the Broncos, as you mentioned. They scored 70, but their other two wins though this year against the Chargers and the Patriots were both one-score games. It wasn't a double-digit win in either of those games. So I feel like the Dolphins, are being a little bit overrated in terms of this spread. The Giants are kind of in desperation mode to get a win. I don't think they will win this, but I do think they will keep it close. So I don't know. It's the Giants vibes, man. It's just like hopefully they get Saquon back and maybe it changes, but the blame is being cast like every which way too, especially on the offensive side.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's what happens when teams end up losing and they're losing bad, and you need a guy like Saquon to help revitalize the offense and take some of the, Brian Daboll throwing his, Microsoft Surface at Daniel Jones and Darren Waller standing there all like open in the end zone and all of that stuff there. I mean, yeah, it'll definitely change the dynamic. If Barkley doesn't come back, then I might be inclined to take Miami and lay the points though.
All right. We got Smokey the Cat. By the way, Smokey, congrats on your Corbin Carroll touchdown or home run call for Corbin Carroll yesterday. That was a good call there. We got Smokey the Cat. By the way, Molroyd saying he likes Miami over 30.5 team total in that game.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, me too. But Smokey throwing out a same game parlay for tomorrow night's game, the Thursday night game. Bears Commanders. He likes Fields, Justin Fields, 1 passing touchdown. Cole Kmet over 2.5 receptions. DJ Moore over 3 receptions. And Chicago +8 on the alt line there. Any thoughts on that same game parlay?
I mean, you've got to believe that the Bears are, going, that they have woken up, that maybe they did turn a corner this past week. I don't really know if they did or they didn't, but I'll tell you what I like about this bet here is that it has Fields throwing the ball, and Fields
Yeah.
is going to be throwing the ball if he is, if the team is down, if the team is behind, and he's needing to do that. Now, I think, the pass rush for the Washington Commanders is rock solid. So it's going to chase him all over the field as long as he's throwing on the run. I mean, again, I don't mind it. You're talking about 3 catches for Kmet. You're talking about 4 catches for DJ Moore. I think we're very well in line with that. And then you're getting, the 8 points there for Chicago. So, you could end up with like that little backdoor cover at the end. So I like the narrative. Like, I like the fact that all of these bets in the parlay have the same narrative moving forward. I think that's important.
Yeah, and listen, DJ Moore and Kmet are Fields' top 2 targets in that offense right now. So if you want to parlay anything with Fields, it is those 2 guys. So I can get behind that. And yeah, tomorrow's show, me and James Grande will be giving out some best bets and props for that game. And just early research, I have, I'll be looking at a Justin Fields passing prop because I think that's the way it goes in this game, especially if they are trailing, as you were saying. So,
yeah.
All right. Next game we'll break down here. The lowest total on this Week 5 Sunday slate is the Ravens against the Steelers, another divisional matchup here in the AFC North. We got Baltimore as a 4-point favorite. 38.5 is the over-under for this game. Not surprised at the low total here, especially with the AFC North, division rivalry. But with the Steelers offense just looking putrid at times, I'm not surprised at this low total or with the Ravens being favored on the road.
Yeah, I mean, my lean right now is to take the Ravens, lay the points, and possibly even just lay on the under here as well, and think that this ends up being like a 26-3 kind of a game. I mean, I'll look and see. I know that Odell Beckham returned to practice today. I know that Rashad Bateman returned to practice today. So, and that Lamar is going to run every time TJ Watt's in the backfield. So I might tick on the over here if this turns out to be like, it could be like a 31-7, 34-7, 31-10 type of a game. It's very, very close here, but I definitely see the Ravens winning this one and covering the spread. I mean, the Steelers are just a hot mess right now. We don't even know if we're going to have Kenny Pickett. If it's Mitch Trubisky,
I don't even know with how Pickett's looked, I don't even know if he plays and how much that really upgrades the offense. So
it doesn't. Steelers are hurting right now. Yeah, they're definitely hurting.
I'm with you on the going the under and the Ravens here because the low total maybe scares people away from taking an under, but I don't have the numbers in front of me. But like when there's a total that's under 40 points, the under cash is more often than you think. I think it's like about 60% like hit rate to the under when these totals over the last few years have been under 40. It's just the Vegas is telling you it's going to be a low scoring game and begging people to take the over, but the under usually cashes. And by the way, Ravens 3-1 to the under in their games so far this year. And last week's game against the Browns was another low total at 38.5 and it went under. So this is just the Ravens going to be playing these low-scoring games. The Steelers also 3-1 to the under this year. So these are 2 low-scoring teams that are coming in against each other. I'd instantly lean to the under too.
How about this one? You want to throw? I'm just to throw out a prop there, right? Mark Andrews, half a 0.5 a touchdown, taking the under. How about this? I think it's like 15 total games. Maybe it's 14 total games. Mark Andrews has never caught a touchdown pass against the Pittsburgh Steelers in his entire career.
Wow.
How about that? I thought that was – I saw – you know what? I noticed that this morning. I was doing some research for DFS, and I noticed that this morning. I was like, wow, really? Mark Andrews has not caught a touchdown against the Steelers at all, ever? And I went and I looked at his full game log, and not a one. He had a 100-yard effort in his last game against them, which was back in January. I think it was week 17 or – yeah. think it was week 17. It was like that New Year's Day slate that the NFL had.
Yeah.
And there you go.
Well, you know what I'm going to say to that point.
That he's due?
He's due.
Don't ring the bell on that. He's not due.
He's due.
Take the under. I want to know what the under is. I'm going to have to go and I'm going to hunt that down.
Britt,
I'll hunt that down while you talk about another game.
Well, Britt's chiming in again. Thanks for throwing all these comments in, Britt. Awesome, clarity on some of this stuff. Pickett saying today that he's not that he is playing. So, I'm sure he wants to be out there to try not to get Wally pipped by Mitch Trubisky too. That's maybe in the cards. So
nobody's getting Wally pipped by.
Oh, who knows if they win with Trubisky under center. In week 6, do they start Trubisky or Pickett? I mean, it's a fair question, right?
Yeah, I'm taking the Ravens and I'm laying the points.
By the way, the Mark Andrews under half a touchdown. I've had trouble finding,
there's no props. They don't have props out there yet.
Well, just in general with you can bet on anytime touchdowns, but to take the under, to say a player doesn't score a touchdown, is that available in most spots?
You have to wait until they put something out and says, touchdown props.
I know what I'm saying is a lot of times it's available to bet on people to score a touchdown, but for the over under half a touchdown, I haven't found.
You might have to go to Underdog Fantasy or Prize Picks or one of those other sites that are getting jobbed out of the betting space by DraftKings and FanDuel.
Yeah.
What? Is that too political a comment?
I mean, listen, it's a tough for people in our space that like to play on Underdog and Prize Picks. It's tough to see that coming. So.
Dude, Texas Rangers up 6-0.
Yeah,
I was 6. This is worrying me now about
Corey Seager. Corey Seager RBI double for you again. Damn
it, Corey! You got it already. We didn't need you to do anything else. Every other Ranger needs to now just strike out, go down like a dog, and let's just finish this out.
They're showing some sad Rays fans in the crowd, and it's really bumming me out right now because the 20 Rays fans that are there are not happy right now.
They're both angry.
They're both angry. All right, another game we got here. Last game we'll preview for Week 5. The Fighting Taylor Swifts are taking on the Minnesota Vikings. Kansas City's 5-point favorites here. This is the largest total of the Week 5 slate. 53 is the over-under for this game. The Chiefs favored by 5 here. Any takes on this one?
Yeah, you know what, man? I'm just going to take the Chiefs and lay the points. I think that, everybody's going to be like, well, they just barely beat the Jets. But the Jets defense is so much better than that of the Minnesota Vikings that I just, if this does become any kind of a shootout in any way, because they got a 53 over under, Mahomes going to take over and he's just going to beat him senseless. Yeah. I think the Chiefs win this by more than a touchdown.
Yeah, and listen, if Mahomes didn't slide right at the 2-yard line at the end of that game, then the Chiefs would have covered the spread. So I know they didn't cover the spread, which I'm sure had a lot of people unhappy that backed the Chiefs and Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, but the Jets covered. But yeah, I do think the Chiefs should win easy here. The Vikings, their defense is just it's costing them games already. It's going to keep costing them, and we're going to see Cousins throwing it 40 to 50 times again. I don't think it's going to go too well for them. So I'm with you, leaning on the Chiefs here.
I'm still bitter, by the way, about Carolina and that loss. Like, I had that game over the weekend. I'm still bitter about that. So yeah, I'll go anti Minnesota every step of the way I can. F those guys.
Well, yeah, I mean, listen, the Vikings covered in that game, but before that, they hadn't covered in their 3 previous games. So
F those guys.
Yeah. All right, so that's some Week 5 odds and early leans. Again, on Friday's show, me and Howard will give out some surefire game bets and player props for all the Sunday games. So tune back in then. Tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern here on the Bettor Sports Betting Show. Me and James Grande will be giving out some picks for the Thursday night football game. And we'll see if we get any, third wild card game threes there for tomorrow. We'll be giving out some picks for those games as well if we get any. But so stay tuned for that one coming up later today, right after us here on the Bettor Sports Network. We got 6 p.m. Eastern, the Sports Bettor Court Show with Dan Lust. 7 p.m. Eastern, Lisa Ann does Fantasy Better with Howard Bender. You're coming back on to co-host the Lisa Ann show as you always do.
I mean, I've only done 3 shows today. I gotta keep that momentum rolling, don't I?
You got a couple more to go, I think. So 9 p.m. Eastern, the Dynasty Nerd Show with Garrett Price. So stay locked in here on Bettor Sports Network and Fantasy Alarm YouTube's all night long. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Talk some Thursday night football. See if we get any wild card game threes. And give out some winning picks. Hopefully all of our picks cash tonight. Go Diamondbacks, go Zach Gallen, go Corbin Carroll, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for everyone for joining in here, and good luck.
Bettor Sports Betting on the Bettor Sports Network.